Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. Guys, hope you are well. I would like to hear your thoughts on this little saying. I think it's quite clever actually, but I suppose it's not so much about what I think. I'm curious to hear your side, or your opinion at least. I read this the other day and I thought it was really interesting in the languaging of this little saying. So here it is. Love gone wrong might be life going right. Good, isn't it? Now, let me tell you my story and my opinion on how good this saying actually is. When people fall in love, you have the idea, or I would like to believe that you have the idea, but the you is a generalization of people. It is what it is. So, when you fall in love, or when people fall in love, the idea is generally that from that point onwards, that life will be okay. Yes, love presents ups and downs, and tough times, good times, challenging times, fun times, all these kind of things. It's life, isn't it? And the idea behind love is that between you and the other person, because of love, you face everything together, whether it be good or bad or indifferent. It does not make a difference. Because when you love someone, it is this whole idea of giving of yourself, accepting the giving of the other person towards you, and as a unit, as you join forces, that it's no longer you battling the battles, but now you have a companion. You've got someone on your side to battle with you against whatever life experiences comes your way. That's the thesis of what love is all about. Here is the issue with falling in love with the wrong person. Listen, if you fall in love with a narcissist, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter how pretty or how handsome they are. It doesn't matter how sweet their voice is. It doesn't matter how rich they are. It doesn't matter what position in the social hierarchy they are at. Those things mean nothing. As soon as you marry a narcissist, or fall in love with a narcissist, or you decide that you want to spend the rest of your life with a narcissist, my friend, you are doomed. Boom. It is a fact. What makes that little saying that I said right in the beginning so incredibly powerful is this. When love falls apart, when you realize, oh my goodness, I've fallen in love with a narcissist, then you, at some point, I'm hoping that should you be in a narc relationship, and if you have, hats off to you. Or if you've survived the narcissist, double hats off for you. When you survive them and you learn the lessons from it, it's only then that you realize that when love goes bad, when love falls apart, or when love doesn't work out as you intended it to go, and you learn these lessons and you apply them and you educate yourself and you work towards this thing called healing, whether you do it via your own therapy, or whether you go to a therapist, or whether you become religious, or whatever the case might be, the root doesn't matter. What matters is that you're on a journey that will aid healing, so that you become complete and whole again. it is in that process that life now seems to fall together. But this time, you don't have the life together as it was. Now life is together as it needs to be. And what I've found, there's a lot of things that change. In the beginning, I used to trust people. Now, not so much. I used to go out and help a lot of people. I still do, but now I think about things a little bit more cautiously. I used to speak a lot in order to not offend what others might want to hear. Now, I quite frankly don't give a damn. And it's not because I want to. It is, I've learned to become like that. To preserve the brittleness that is in me so that I don't go down that same route as what I've just escaped a couple of years or so ago. When you ask anybody who has survived a narc relationship, they will tell you the same thing or a similar message using different words. That once they start healing, then they put their life together in a more organized and structured and an educated way. And what I find difficult to understand is why the general public cannot understand when you say to people how difficult a narc relationship is to be in and how incredibly difficult it is to survive, and even how more devastatingly difficult it is to try and heal from. When you want to tell people what's going on and deaf. I don't know if it's ignorance or whether it's just people don't care. I think it's a bit of both. And me and Lara, we often refer to this as emotional referencing, reference points. They can't hook into it to say, I know what it feels like. Up until the point where you say, do you know someone who you feel a little bit jittery about when you speak to them? Yes. Now take that feeling and multiply it, and then you've got a narc type individual that you are dealing with. And then you take that little feeling and you multiply it by X amount of years, and then most people will turn around and say, that must be a little bit crap, actually. I didn't realize. No, of course you didn't. And I find it difficult for people to, when they can't understand the simplicities of it's not good. That's one thing. What I want to say to you today is, when your love is falling apart, bear in mind that maybe your life is being processed and it might fall together, it might heal, it's going to become better. So don't quit. Hang in there. Hang on, hanging on. It's a phrase I've been kind of pondering for quite a while regarding quite a few things. And let me tell you now, there's a lot of fish in the sea, as the little saying goes. So when your love falls apart, you might find someone else who is more compatible with who you are as an individual. That individual who might understand a little bit more clearer, with a little bit more specificity about what you are going through. Someone who actually loves you and wants to help you put your life back together again as part of that healing process that is so important. So this, as part of the Narcissist Play series, I want to encourage you today and say, when you realize that your life is starting to come together, it might be because love has fallen apart. It educates you, that is for sure. So this is an encouragement for you, really, to say life is more important. Love makes it worthwhile. But when you have someone who loves you and helps you to have a life, you've got it right in one go. Listen, let me just on a side note, I'd much rather get married to a psychopath than a narcissist, because it's better. A narcissist is an evil, evil, evil personality. There's no other way to describe it. Unless, of course, you might have some experience in how the narc in your life, or what you've recognized in other people's lives, what they are about. I would like you to put your comments in the comments box regarding this video and the content therein. Please do all the YouTube admin, the liking, the sharing, the commenting, everything. You know what to do. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I'll speak to you soon.